What if I told you the most important city in medieval history almost didn't exist? That before the glittering domes, before the golden mosaics, before it was ever called Constantinople or Istanbul, there was just a stubborn little fishing village clinging to a rocky shore. This isn't a story of emperors or grand cathedrals. This is the story of Byzantion, the forgotten Greek colony whose impossible survival made everything that followed possible. The year is 337 B.C. Alexander the Great is dead. His vast empire is fracturing into warring kingdoms. And right at the edge of the known world, where Europe pinches towards Asia, a city is dying. Now, Byzantion wasn't impressive. Not like Athens with its brilliant philosophers, or Sparta with its legendary warriors. It was a trading post. Think of it as a toll booth perched on the Bosphorus Strait. But what it controlled was absolutely priceless. The only sea route between the Mediterranean and the Black Sea. Every single ship carrying grain from the vast Ukrainian steppes to feed the cities of Greece had to pass right by its walls. And every ship had to pay. This strategic choke point made Byzantium wealthy, but it also made it a target. Let's meet Melas. He's an old fisherman with hands as tough and weathered as worn rope, and eyes that knew every secret current in the strait. For 7 long months, he's watched from the city walls as the Thracian warriors of King Cersoplebs swarmed the land around them. The siege was strangling them. The city's lifeblood, its very symbol of defiance, was the great beacon fire in its tallest tower. It blazed day and night, a signal to passing ships that Byzantium still stood, that trade was still open. But after 7 months, the oil to fuel, it was running dangerously low. The flame was sputtering, threatening to die out. If that beacon went dark, it would be a signal of surrender. In a damp cellar beneath the city, the leaders gathered in desperation. They argued, they despaired. Their supposed allies had abandoned them. It was clear no help was coming. They were completely on their own. Until a young voice cut through the despair. It was Melas's granddaughter, Lyra. "They watch our walls," she said, "and they watch our sea. But they cannot watch under our sea." Everyone turned to Melas. He knew a secret of the Bosphorus, something only the local fishermen understood. While the surface current flowed south from the Black Sea to the Mediterranean, deep below, a powerful hidden river of water flowed in the opposite direction, back north. It was a secret underwater road, a way home for a desperate messenger, a way to bypass the enemy fleet blockading the harbor. The plan was simple and insane. They would send a message for help. They chose their best swimmer, a young man named Darius, known for his endurance. But he couldn't carry a fragile parchment scroll. It would dissolve in the salt water. So they carved their message onto a flat piece of slate. A single powerful Greek word, helpsos. It means, help us. But this wasn't just a plea. It was a cold, strategic warning to every Greek city-state with a navy and a reliance on trade. The message was clear. If Byzantium falls, this vital trade route shuts down. No more grain. No more wealth from Black Sea trade. Save us, or you'll starve and your economies will collapse. Under the cover of a moonless night, Darius slipped into the black, churning water, the heavy slate tied securely to his body. He disappeared into the depths, fighting the hidden current. For 2 days, there was nothing but a terrifying silence. The city held its breath. On the 3rd morning, the Thracians began to mass their forces for what was clearly the final assault. The city's defenders, exhausted and outnumbered, prepared for the end. Up in the beacon tower, the great flame guttered, flickered, and then started to die. Just as all hope seemed to extinguish with the flame, a strange sound rose from the Thracian camp. It wasn't a roar of triumph. It was a shout of confusion and alarm. The defenders on the walls looked south, toward the sea. On the horizon, it wasn't the rising sun they saw. It was the glint of sun on metal. Dozens of Athenian triremes, their bronze rams gleaming, cutting through the waves. They had gotten the message. They understood the stakes. The siege was broken. The city was saved. Not by an emperor's grand decree, not by a legion of soldiers, but by a fisherman's secret knowledge and a single swimmer's incredible courage. Melas, standing on the harbor wall watching the Athenian ships arrive, didn't know he was saving more than just his home. He was saving an idea. The idea that this particular rock, this golden-horned harbor, mattered more than anyone yet realized. For another 300 years, Byzantium would remain a prosperous, independent Greek trading city, until the year 330 AD, when another great leader, the Roman Emperor Constantine, stood on that very same hill. He saw that same strategic wonder, the crossroads of the world, and he had a vision, a new Rome. He would rename it Constantinople, and it would become the heart of an empire that lasted 1,000 years. But we must remember that it was all built on the stubbornness of fishermen. It was built on a beacon that refused to die. It was built on a message carved in stone that traveled through dark water, carrying a simple truth: this place matters. Sometimes, the greatest turning points in history aren't made in palaces or on famous battlefields. They're made in fishing boats and in dark water. They're forged by ordinary people making impossible choices to save their home. What other forgotten moments that changed the world do you want to hear about? The siege that almost destroyed Rome centuries before its fall? The Irish monk who single-handedly preserved the knowledge of the ancient world? Let me know your ideas in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world before Constantinople, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories like this. Thanks for watching, and remember, even the greatest cities and the greatest ideas begin with a single stubborn flame that refused to go out.